Hi everyone, happy 2018. This is the first video in a series of videos called Impossible Things, where I talk about things that have happened to me that by other people's standards are impossible, and more importantly, the energy underlying them, why and how they happened, and what that means for you and your understanding of energy. So the first story is the story I like to call The Universe is Calling. One day I got a call on my cell phone. I picked it up and the number said restricted, which normally I don't answer, but something inside me told me to answer the call. And so I went with that. I answered the call. The guy said, "Hello, do you do energy work?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Okay, I'm calling from Tibet." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yes, I'm calling from Tibet." He had an accent, so he sounded like he was from Tibet. He said, "I am teaching a workshop here. We're doing meditations, and your number has come up in the meditation twice." And I'm like, okay. And he then went on to tell me a number of things that had happened in my life that other people would not have known. Troubles, difficulties I was going through. He said, "You've had a lot of conflict in your life the past 2 years. And I said, "Yes." And he talked about other things. And basically, his message was, don't worry, these things are going to end. You're moving into a new phase of your life now. And he also said that, I said, why are you calling me? And he said, "You have been asking for help from like-minded energies." And that was true. I had been asking for help for like-minded energies, a lot actually. So what I really want to say about this story is I want people to know that when you ask for help, when you talk to the universe, when you're looking for answers to questions, that there really is something out there that hears you and that is willing and ready and eager to respond to what you want, especially when you're asking for help. And so anytime that you're having any difficulties, don't think that nobody is there to listen. Don't think that nobody is there to hear you, because there's so many energies out there that all want to hear you and all want to respond. The only thing is that you have to be willing to allow the answers in and receive the help that you've asked for. You have to be willing to do that. That means that sometimes when you get focused on a problem, you get so focused on it that you can't think of anything else, but you have to find a time to stop and relax and allow that answer to come to you. It might not come from a phone call from a different country. It might come from a conversation with somebody, some stranger that you have that's unexpected. It might come from a book that you've had an impulse to read. It might come from a magazine that you've had an impulse to read. It can come from anywhere, but you have to be willing and open to receive the answer. The other thing that I want people to know is life is supposed to be magical and unexpected and interesting and fun, and all those things can happen. You can have a life full of unexpected things like that if you're willing to let those things in, and if you can relax your beliefs enough to allow for the possibility that these other types of things can happen. The other thing I want to say, the last thing I want to say, is that, to me at least, that this is real proof to me that we are all connected. And I knew that anyway before the phone call, but the phone call really solidified that belief in my mind that, you know, when you ask for help, there is somebody out there on the other side of the world that can hear it and can respond. And really everything you do and say and be in the world has an effect everywhere. But we're all on this world together, and we're all doing this together, and the more that you can be open to believing that and knowing that, the more help you can receive from other places. That is all for now. I'm going to post every Sunday. Thank you so much for listening.